Hi, this is Mitch Doan, and along with Jamie Richardson, we're your hosts of the Break-Thru Active podcast. We aim to deep dive into health and fitness that will help bring you a better understanding of topics that are of interest to you and can help you on your own journey. If you are enjoying the episodes, we'd love for you to leave us a rating on the platform you listen to your podcasts. Enough from me. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the episode. Hello and welcome back to the Break-Thru Active podcast. Got long lost guest here on the show today, Stephen Cooley. Welcome back, mate. It's been a couple of years since we've had you on.
Well, mate, I'm pissed off. Pretty frankly, quite frankly, yeah, no, because the last two times I've been on, it's been welcome to my second favorite guest. So I thought, you know what, screw it. I'm going away for a little while. That's it. I'm taking a break, and then all of a sudden, lo and behold, let's do the podcast again. Can't live without Steve-O. Bit of sucking up, but here we are.
Needed some personal leave, mate. I can see it's hit you pretty hard. That had a few other guests on, had Adam on, had Brooke on again. They're both vouching for your spot, I think, mate.
They're holding the fort down. The ratings are through the roof. Yeah. And I went to Queensland. I had some time away just to recover. And I thought, you know what? I'm coming back with a vengeance. I'm coming back with a vengeance. No one takes my place. Nobody puts Stevie in a corner.
How was your time away?
It was hectic.
It was full on.
It was full on. So it's like a different going up to Queensland is a different experience with kids.
Oh yeah.
Because like pretty well doing the theme parks and that is all centered around them, right? So you're doing all the stuff they want to do. And it's just the lineups. Like you don't really notice the lineups until you're a full-blown adult. I swear they've gotten longer and bigger. And I've been using this scenario to a lot of people that have been asking me. So we're at Wet and Wild, and it was 2:15 in this wave pool at Wet and Wild. You know the wave pool?
Yeah.
So anyway, thought it'd be a great idea to go on this water slide. Got out at 2:15 and said, let's go on this kamikaze ride. The kamikaze ride is about a 3 or 4 minute walk from the wave pool. So anyway, walked to the kamikaze ride, lined up for the kamikaze ride. The kamikaze ride goes for about 40 seconds. Walked back to the wave pool, and it was 3:45. 90 minutes for all that. So honestly, like the Gold Coast, if you are just eager to stand around, twiddle your thumbs, and look like a dickhead, the Gold Coast is the place for you. Because that's what I was doing. I was just standing in lines, just at the lineup, and it wasn't even school holidays, and it was still just peak. It was just crazy.
And you wouldn't have had your phone or anything, right? Like you weren't scrolling, or you?
No, I had nothing. Yeah. So funny that like you have to like go back to the old days. We have to make conversation with people. It's crazy.
Tough.
How did they do it in the 90s?
God, I don't. Glad I wasn't
making combat.
Glad I wasn't an adult back then.
Yeah, imagine. It's the same as like driving around in Sydney back in the day without a GPS.
Oh man,
like how do people do it? So I'm like wondering now, like even back like 2008, like how did we communicate with each other? Crazy.
Home phone. Give you a ring.
No good. It's funny when you got to make conversations with people. It's tough gig making a conversation with people you love. It's real hard. No, it's not really.
It's that reminds me every time I randomly see like the old Telstra phone boxes like in public. Yeah. And I remember like you'd go and I think it was like 50 cents or something, and you'd put your 50 cents in and you'd call whoever, like if you're calling your mum or dad or something if you're a kid.
Yeah.
But it also got me thinking, I don't know if you ever did this because you could actually call, and then as soon as they picked up, it would just end if you didn't put any money in it. So like I think that allowed you to call like the free numbers, like the 0 and maybe a few like helplines and stuff. So you could go. Yeah. So what you do, let's say, because what I used to do, like if I was out somewhere and you'd have to like call your mum or dad to want to come and pick you up, you didn't have any money, like what were you going to do? So you'd call them, dial your home phone. Mine was 4388. Shit, I can't remember. 4388.
Not the Domino's number, mate. 1300 888.
No, mine was 4388. God, I can't remember. 4508. That was right. Sorry.
Well done.
And he'd call, and then it would go ring, ring, knowing that it was only going to like last the split second when someone picked up.
Yeah.
So say, Mum, it's Rich, come pick me up.
And that was it.
And then Mum would go, oh, that was Mitch. I'll go pick him up.
Yeah, I remember that back. I did that a little bit, but I was more the 1-800 reverse guy.
Oh.
So like,
fortune, though, I remember.
But for the one and only son, mate, they'll do anything. They'll do anything for the golden child.
They'll accept
So
it.
I just knew. It's really like just real. This one last thing. I think people will like hearing this because it's a bit of a laugh. Speaking of like 1-800 reverse, like one time, I still remember one time, I decided to 1-800 reverse or call up Curry High School. This is when I was like 12 or 13. Anyway, I rang up and I pretended to be like a parent of something, like saying that they were like concerned about like, yeah, a child's been bullying me, child or whatever. And I thought it was real funny at the time. And I said, oh, what's the kid's name? Didn't know, just made up a name. I said, Ben Williams, right? Just randomly out of the blue. Ben Williams. And anyway, they hung up the phone, no dramas. I thought, oh, real funny. And I don't actually know if it was bullying or whether it was something. It was something, nothing. And anyway, it's like, I remember saying to a mate of mine, oh, they're going to think there's a guy named Ben Williams. Like, really funny. No joke. The next day, I was at Curry High School and they, like, over the speaker, they go, excuse the interruption. Could Ben Williams come come to the front office? Steve O's pulled a shifty and just pretended he didn't know anything. I just went, I'm just going to shut up, not say a word.
Did you see some random dude just walking across to the office?
Yeah, apparently Ben Williams got expelled and deported that day, so that was rumor has it.
Worth it so you could retell that funny joke right now.
Yeah, I was probably sitting there at the time, like, when I was a kid, I was pretty mischievous. I didn't, I wouldn't have cared too much, but I probably would have sat there and just been like, just like giggling to myself that Ben Williams in trouble.
We got the in primary school, we got the phone number of one of the older teachers that was at the school, Mr. Allen.
Yeah.
And we used to we would prank call him when we'd have like sleepovers with our friends, and we used to call him and pretend like we were game show hosts. And we'd say,
oh, really?
Yeah, congratulations, you been accepted, or you've been randomly chosen to be part of our. And we had like a name show, and then we used to like ask him questions, and he used to play along.
Did he play along?
Yeah, he would have known for sure, but he was a single old bloke, so he might have been a bit lonely, and he used to play along. Yeah. And we'd always say like, oh, if you answer 3 questions correctly, you win the major prize. And the first 2 questions would be really easy, and then the last question would be like just something that was like bullshit hard that you couldn't
you couldn't get.
It would be like name the reserve grade team for the New Zealand Warriors or something.
1 to 17.
Yeah. And pronounce all their names correctly.
Mr. Allen,
yeah,
come on down.
Yeah, he loved it. He had to have known. Well, these like punk kids, like he would have heard us like laughing and shit because we'd be saying it, and we'd be like,
poor bloke.
Yeah, he's good. He was good sport.
On the ground, like I heard like somewhere along the lines, like Mr. Allen, he's serving his days at Morisset Mental Hospital because of that. Thanks, Mr. Allen.
Got our names written on the wall in red.
He's probably still thinking. He's probably like dishing up on his trivia, hoping that one day you guys are going to call him again.
Yeah, New Zealand Warriors reserve grade team.
He know it for sure. Don't worry.
This is from about 2000 and probably about 2000 actually. Might even ask now from
he's probably memorized it. I reckon he's got it down pat for sure. There's not much to do at that Morisset Mental facility, just quietly. So he would have had it down pat for sure.
Have you spent some time there? Have you? Is that how you know that?
Yeah, big. Yep, that's me.
You
No,
didn't
it's
go to the Gold Coast.
honestly, mate. If I had spent some time there, I'm not getting out. They're leaving me in there and throwing away the key.
You didn't go to the
So
Gold Coast, did you, mate? You went and did a short stay
just
there.
just a quick check in at Morisset. And when I was talking about the lineup for the kamikaze, I was talking about the lineup for the lunch specials.
Yeah, 40 seconds.
Anyway, I'm keeping some positivity, mate. I'm you know, I've just got out of the mental facility, and here I am. Let's go.
What are we talking about today, mate? What do we got on?
We're talking about 3 members from each gym that would be the best at a reality TV program that would best suit the bill
Ooh.
for a reality television program. It's hard to narrow it down to 3 people, but you're gonna have to make the cut. So you're gonna do Adamstown, I'm gonna do Cardiff. But
I don't know.
I had to flick through the WhatsApp and really just flick through and just pick some out in my head. And I still haven't finalized it. It's still hard. So I'm gonna go off the cuff and just when the time comes, just go boom.
Okay. Well, I've got my 3, unless I think of someone in the next little bit here that might replace someone.
You've locked them in.
Number 1, you have to. I think you know. Well, I don't know actually. There's 2 who are like came straight to mind, but number
Can
1,
I guess?
yeah, no,
Brad Morrow.
no. yeah, that is it.
Has to be Brad.
Yeah, Brad Morrow, number 1. So Brad is a quite the character, quite opinionated, not afraid to tell you how it is, not afraid to stir the pot.
Yeah, it'd be perfect.
Not afraid to have a bit of a laugh at himself, not afraid to dish up some controversial conversation. So I think
Yeah, for sure.
if it were, you name the reality TV show, whether it was like a Big Brother or it was like a, Geordie Shore or whatever those other ones.
Imagine Brad just like getting his shirt off, like chugging some Grey Goose.
Oh yeah, I think he probably would do that too. Actually, probably.
I think he would.
Doesn't mind a bit of a good time, but no, that was someone. It just came straight to mind. He's
made for reality TV.
Oh, you'd either love him or you'd hate him.
He'd be perfect. And you know what? I think I think he's going to listen to this for sure because he's a big fan.
He actually does listen to it. He does.
Yeah, he's a big fan. I think I think he'd be actually a perfect reality television show contestant.
He'd be great.
Like perfect. And his head's getting bigger the more I'm talking about this. He won't be able to fit in the door. It'll take him a little bit longer to get in the door because he's always late. He's going to miss the warm up completely. But yeah, he would be perfect.
Yeah, good. Lucky like I said, you love him or you hate him, but we all love him. If you're listening, Brad,
do you?
We love him.
Do you love him?
Yeah, I do. At least
okay, so we all love him. I don't.
Don't you? Well, I'll speak for myself.
And the other few.
Yeah.
He's a good dude. He's a very interesting character.
Would be very good value on public television.
That's a great choice, mate.
Yeah. Okay.
Can I guess your second one?
No, we're gonna go to you now.
Oh
yeah.
Man. So I'm gonna go a different sort of angle here.
Hmm.
I'm going for a mix of what I think a reality television show needs. So I'm gonna go. This is way out of left field here, but I'm gonna go with Eve McGuire. Now, there's a reason why I'm going for Eve as a part of my reality television show, and the reason is there is so much emphasis on drama and negativity and people that are just gonna like just cause a stir.
That's why
I think you need someone in a reality television show program that is just a breath of fresh air, right? And I feel like Eve is a breath of fresh air. Everything that comes out of her mouth is positive.
Oh yeah, She's
like
fantastic.
just everything. Like she at every session I've been to, it doesn't matter who's in there. She gives everyone the time of day.
Lovely.
She's happy to partner up with whoever. Doesn't care. Always just down for a laugh. Just always positive and like very glass half full. And I think reality TV's lost that a little bit. And I just think that, you know, we're around a world, like we're in a world of like you hear people are putting each other down all the time, and I just think it would be refreshing sitting down. You know, you got your dinner, whatever. Throw MBN on, and here's a positivity, just sprinkling glitter everywhere. Here you go,
Yeah.
here you go, here you go.
Nah, she's a real top lady, Evie. I got a lot of time for her. We've known her forever now. Like she's been
Yeah,
with us for a long time. So yeah, I feel like I'm sure you do too, like have good relationship with her. And yeah, she's super positive.
oh
She's lovely to everyone, makes friends very easily, always has a good chat with me, like always asks how I'm going, what I've got happening and how I've been.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's awesome. So I think she would be. I agree with that. I think she'd be so well liked too. Like if it was
Oh
like
yeah,
a Big Brother type deal where it was like vote who you want to stay, like she'd win. I reckon. Like she'd
she'd
be.
go close because
Oh
she's got some like she can have a laugh, like she's not too serious,
nah,
but it's just super nice,
yeah,
like and not super nice where she's vanilla. You know, there's people that are too nice and this is too vanilla. Like she's got glitter. There's something special about Eve. So she's my first choice.
yeah. Can't argue with that, mate. It's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, my second one, Mr. Another guy, Mr. Jake Mills.
Oh, how good! What a TV show! Love this. That's so good.
Millsy would be right up there. He's well, when we all first met Jake, he's quite subdued, a bit quieter, and just sort of goes about his business, which a lot of people in general are when like you just get to like when you first meet them. But
Mm.
then because I've known him, like we've known him for 2.5 years now. Like he's opened up in due time. Now, if there was a little bit of alcohol involved in this reality TV show, I know once he has a couple of brewskis, he does
Yeah,
he does start to hear that Latin music off in the distance and does like a bit of a
ease off.
bit of a dance. And he's great fun after a couple of drinks. Great fun.
Millsy, he'd be a superstar on Big Brother Adults Only.
Oh, I'll tell
Oh, oh, he'd be a superstar. Uncut. Go, Jake.
I'm
Far
thinking
out.
more like your Geordie Shore, or Jersey Shore, where like they go out to the club or whatever,
Oh,
and he'd just be like a couple of drinks in, and you'd see him over on the dance floor, just like dancing, just by himself or whoever, just having like the best time. And
yeah, he would be good.
I reckon the crowd or the audience would just take to him. They'd be like, "This dude is like just running his own race." Hey guys, just very quickly, if you have been enjoying our podcast and you've been watching us on YouTube, I would love for you to subscribe to our channel. If you've been listening to our podcast, give us a follow, give us a 5-star rating on Apple or Spotify or wherever it is that you've been listening to us. It really helps the channel grow, and I would be extremely appreciative and grateful if you took a moment to do that for me. Okay, that's it from me. Enjoy the rest of the show. It's fantastic. And
Yeah, he just like
he's a bit
you
of
go.
a bit unique. Like he's a bit quiet at the start, and then he's seen being like that. And it's like a bit mysterious, old Millsy.
That's a good mix, Brad and Jake. I like that.
Yeah.
That's a real good mix. Those two. I liked it. When you threw Jake's name there, I got a bit of a surprise. I was like, how good? That's mad. Like he would be cool. Like, you know, he wouldn't stir up, like he hit the audience a little bit differently than Brad would.
Oh,
Um, but Brad would hit them by like
couldn't be more opposite.
Brad would be throwing bricks at them. And but Jake, like, yeah, just a bit, yeah, they got the mystery side of things. So
And
I don't
Millsy's
know.
like super nice too. Like Jake, I've never heard him say anything like negative about anyone
Negative.
or anything. Like he's
Nah.
super friendly, like supportive, really nice guy. So I think audience would take to him, and yeah, like I said, get a couple of couple of cold ones under his belt, and he'd be entertaining as they come, I reckon.
Couple of brews. That's a good too, mate. I like that duo.
Mm.
That's high ratings.
Yeah.
Well, mate, I got another one. I'm locking it in, and it's a female,
Yeah.
and I'm going with Miss Courtney Curry.
Oh, yeah, good one.
Just reason being, again, I just think there's a bit of mystique. There's a bit of mystique about Courtney. So, for any person that doesn't know Courtney, Courtney is like I sort of describe her as like she's a bit of a gypsy.
Yeah.
She's sort of gypsy like, but then she can talk to you about like she can like talk and have a laugh and like throw an F-bomb like everyday person. But then the other month or whatever it was, we went out with her at the Kent and she just absolutely danced the place like down. She was just an absolute fiend on the dance floor.
She was
But
pretty fun that night.
I just think, purely for a mystique purpose, I think there's something interesting about Courtney. I just think she's like a complete sort of package. I think she's sort of, she's really nice to people, but at the same time, you need to be nice and relatable to people, but at the same time, you need to have some sort of watchability or some form of X factor about you for reality TV. And I think that Courtney has that.
Yeah. You're right about Gypsy. She kind of just floats on in. She's always like
Yeah,
super happy and like
all the time.
really, really nice. And she just always has a smile on her face, have a chat. She works hard too. And then she'll finish and she'll be like all happy as she's leaving. But yeah, I think like given the situation, if someone was like being a real dick to her
Oh
or
yeah,
like, just absolutely rubbing her the wrong way, she'd be able to stand her ground and be able to dish it back, I reckon. So I
well, we
think,
made a joke. We made a joke the other day, actually, Courtney and I, and we were talking about horoscopes, and we're talking about like what we are. And she's a Gemini, so Geminis are like there's two sides. And I said that like she has an alter ego, like a male alter ego named Corey, who's just like just a fume, like always fuming. She said like you can catch her on some days where she's like super nice, and then you catch her on another day and she'd be just like ready to just attack. And that sort of got me thinking. I was just like, yeah, I don't know. There's just a lot of different sides to her. Like, I just think she'd be just like you can put it all together, and I just think it's a reality TV special.
good one. Yeah.
Courtney Curry, and Eve Maguire. I mean, it's not as controversial. It's not as this, but I think in regards to, I'm thinking big group setting.
Yeah.
I think Eve's got the positivity side of things with the glitter dust, and then Courtney's got the bit of mystique. Where I'm just like, there's just something doing there.
Yeah. No, I think that's good. Two good picks. My third one, I don't think you would be able to guess this. But I've got Sarah Rippon, number 3.
Sarah, go Sarah. Sarah's made it. You
Yeah,
beauty.
I just reckon she's, for starters, like really friendly type of person, would chat the ears off a fish. Like I reckon
Yeah.
she's just a talkative, very friendly, bubbly type of person, and that's at like 5:15 in the morning when we see her.
Yeah.
I think part of that is as well because like she knows us all now, so she's obviously very comfortable. But she kind of, in my opinion, seems like she would probably just attract a bit of like not drama, like not drama at all. But if something's going to go wrong, it would probably happen to Sarah. Just that type of person. Like she was in like the moon boot for a while, and just like unfortunately, just if something were to happen, not necessarily good or bad, but just kind of I feel like it'd be like, oh, yep, that's me, that's Sarah. Like, of course that happened to
Yeah.
me. So I think, and she'll probably be the first to tell you that, just where she'll like be recounting like a story or something from like, whether it be recent or in years go by, and she'll be like just having a great laugh at herself or the situation she was in or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think in like, like obviously reality TV setting, like if they were like, let's say all out for the night, she'd like forget to take her like passport or something. and they'd be like, "Oh, Sarah, like didn't bring your passport," or like she'd forget to wear shoes out to the club or something like that.
So Sarah would turn into like a household name, like Sarah Marie back in the day with the bunny ears and the bum dance.
That's
When somebody like forgets something in everyday life, they're like, "Oh, you've done a Sarah."
perhaps,
It becomes a
perhaps,
part of like, standard pop culture.
perhaps, if the show was popular enough, definitely. Which it
Oh,
would.
you've done a Sarah.
She doesn't really forget the workout or anything, but like there's just sometimes where she's just in a bit of like a world of her own,
Yeah.
and we kind of, yeah, I can just see her like being a bit, and she'd be popular too, I reckon, because a lot of people would resonate with her. Just be
So like if ever on the outside, like somebody would want to do a silent protest, like old mate Merlin from Big Brother in 2004. Oh, you've done a Sarah. Imagine Sarah.
like, yeah, she just came to mind. I feel like, yeah,
That's cool.
she's an interesting person and bubbly character and full of personality, and just I
Yeah,
think
for sure.
sort of just like attracts a bit of just that, like, oh, if something were to happen, then it will be to her.
I like it. That again, I like those three. That's a great choice.
Yeah, all right.
That's a big team.
Who's your last one?
I got to go with the guy, mate.
Yeah,
Who's the guy I'm going with?
Cardiff. Ah,
It has to. It has to be for me,
unless it's no, I don't know.
mate. It's the one and only Jeremy Presnell.
Jez,
I had to put
Big
Jez in
Jez.
there. Jez would be hilarious. Like, because Jez comes out with like the silliest one-liners. Like, out of Marnie. So, if you don't know Marnie and Jeremy, like they're husband and wife, and Marnie jokes and says, like, he's the real life Homer Simpson. Like, so, and I mean, like, just some stuff he says, and
Oh,
like, so often, like, like you talk to Jez and you say, okay, blah blah blah, you're good with that, and then Jez just like is there, and he doesn't care, like he doesn't care I'm saying this because he knows, but he just stands there with like a blank look on his face. It's like, like Jez, you all good, mate? Yeah, all good. And then like 20 seconds later, he'll spin to Marnie, like, what are we doing? Like, just classic Jez. Just people that like The Simpsons, like Jez has got a mix of everything. So Jez has got a very, very kind heart as well. So people will resonate with that. But Jez has like a lot of moments where he's funny without trying to be funny.
just because of his one-liners, you reckon, or just
He's one liners. The fact that he strolls in every morning like tired as,
yeah,
and
he's
he's
always
just like
tired.
just airy. He's just out with it. Like, and he just I don't know. He just has a. I think he's just got he's got a unique sort of way about him. I feel like a lot of people would like to watch him just purely for comic relief and comic value because again, he's not trying to be funny by any means. He'll find himself in a situation, like especially on a reality TV show program, like let's say Big Brother, for example, how they'd call Jeremy into the diary room and they'd say, "Oh, Jez, could you like I'm gonna set you a mission or something, like, you gotta hide 20 pillows or something." And can you imagine watching Jez trying to hide 20 pillows and like people ask him where's the pillows at? He'd be just like, oh, I don't know. Like, and I think he'd be really funny just in like in a social situation where he's put under the pump like that.
Yeah, no, he's funny because he'll literally say like in openly admit like he's always tired in the morning and his brain doesn't
Yeah.
turn on for like hours. So he's just like going through the motions and not really knowing what's happening.
Nah. The world's going by and Jez is in his own world
Pretty much.
pretty well. So yeah, I don't know. He was pretty well. He was the first person that sprung to mind for me at Cardiff. I
Was
was like, Jez. Yeah, I don't know. I just think purely for comedy value. I just think people would like to watch Jez because, a lot of people like the people that aren't trying to be funny, but they find themselves in funny situations. And I think he would definitely do that.
complete. There we go. What a show.
Yep. I
Want to
think
was just going to say, I want to thank Sam Bowden for the suggestion here, actually, because he had.
Sambo, great job, mate.
Yeah, I was chatting to him the other day, and he was like, "You guys should do this. It'd be interesting." I'll be like, "We don't need any more encouragement than that to strike up an episode." So here we are.
Sambo's been dying to get a start, just quietly.
Get him on.
I reckon get him on. He's
Three-way.
been dying. He'd be a good co-host, Sambo.
Yeah, piss you off and get Sam on.
Sam would be really. I'm telling you, Sam would be really good. I would happily stand down for Sam. Kidding, that's a lie. But no, he would be really good value because he can shoot the shit, but he's got a crazy level of sarcasm about him. Like he's a real smart ass.
Oh yeah.
So like the worst.
You get on with Brad.
Yeah, that's right.
I thought you might have actually mentioned Sam for being a contestant.
I did. He came in my head, but I thought purely because he's the one that came up with it, I was like, I don't know, he might get a shout out at some point.
You got any special mentions that maybe like you thought of but just didn't quite make the cut?
Yep. I thought of Jules Campbell.
Oh yeah.
Just very loud and very bubbly.
Yeah. Yes, which would be entertaining.
I thought of Michael Gilday.
Oh yeah, Michael would be good.
Michael would be so good too. But I just went with the other, like a different sort of angle. I was like, I'm just gonna go with another angle. And do you know who would be really funny? Scott Thorburn.
Scott.
Scotty.
He'd be like the dad on the show.
Scotty'd be awesome.
You know he's got 5 daughters.
Yeah, I know.
No,
it's crazy.
He's got his hands full. Yeah, he'd be like the dad. You know, there's always just like the token like dad or mum or both.
There he is.
Yeah, that'd be Scotty.
Is Brooke Hughes in your honorable mentions?
Yeah. Brooke
has to be.
Yeah. I've also got Georgia Johnson in my honorable mentions. I think.
Yeah, she'd be interesting.
She's got she's very sort of well versed in just sort of different parts of society and everything. So I think she's got a lot of good viewpoints and unique viewpoints on things, which will be good for the show, entertaining.
I agree.
Yeah, Brooke would be on there. She's not backward in coming forward with anything.
No.
And then the only other person that kind of came to mind was even Alison Greenwood, because I just thought having like that token mum or dad, and she would just be like keeping everyone in check and calling people on their bullshit and just
she'd be good too.
Just to like pull their head in and sort of just being like that authoritarian figure.
I'll tell you, for Adamstown, the person that comes into my mind for an honorable mention is Amy Morsley.
Oh, true. She would be good.
Amazing. She'd be so good on a show like that.
Yeah.
She's really cool. Like, again, real quirky. And like got a certain humor about her. I just think she'd be really cool, like in that way. She gets along with everyone too.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So yeah, we've got a couple of contenders. I think we could make our own show.
Let's get it happening.
Well, now NBN's a big fan of the podcast. Maybe we just throw up the NBN, just keep it hunter wide, and then we just make the show.
See how it goes.
It's going to be a hit. Mark my words.
Righto, we'll leave it there, mate. Good chat, good lists. I'll give NBN a call now.
No dramas. Well, I thoroughly enjoyed my time on the podcast, and probably won't see us again because Sam will get a start from here on in. Great.
See you never. Thanks for your time and service.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Bye, everybody. Enjoy the rest of the day.
See you guys.
Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If there is a topic you'd like us to discuss that we haven't already, please make sure you reach out in Facebook Messenger and we'll do our best to cover it in the upcoming episodes. For those of you enjoying the podcast, we'd love for you to like, subscribe, and leave us a rating. It really helps us grow and spread the good word. Hoping you're all having a great day, and we'll be sure to see you on the next one.